the last time that I flew out to Secord and Smallwood Dam with my drone, I also stopped by the Edenville, Wixom Lake area and got a couple shots here as well. So we'll pop those up on the screen and show you real quick. Important information here that people might want to know. So far, the estimated lake return date for here at Wixom Lake is fall of 2027. So we're over here at the Tobacco River Dam. So this is the Tobacco River flowing through this side. Not much different from the last time that we saw this, as this had been suspended. The work on here is starting to get fired back up, and I want to mention as well, if you guys have been watching the Edenville downriver cam that is just to the south of Edenville Dam, there's been a lot of dirt work happening on there, so make sure you go check out that live camera. A lot of that is just restoring the path that the old river used to take, doing a little bit of restoration work on that river, erosion control, rebuilding back some of the land that was washed away when the Edenville earthen embankment breached and failed and washed away quite a bit of dirt and sediment that used to line people's property. So it's kind of nice that that is going to be restored back to how it used to be before the dam failed. So we'll fly here down the Tobacco River Dam earthen embankment. If you might recall, a couple years ago they did the SCB layer in here, so soil, cement, bentonite, cut-off wall to stop any water that will potentially be inside of Wixom Lake over on the right-hand side of your screen from flowing and seeping through onto the left-hand side through this earthen embankment. So you really can't tell looking from directly above this earthen embankment that it's even there, but it definitely is there, and it's going to serve its purpose when this lake has been brought back and restored. We can see the M30 bridge back there in the background, so that temporary bridge had been removed, and now this is the new permanent bridge that is taller than it's ever been before, so people with pontoons and some boats that might have a little bit higher deck on it should be able to pass underneath this bridge no problem when Wixom Lake is finally restored. We'll see here that the water is just flowing through the Tobacco River Dam in a run of the river. So this pretty much means that whatever water is going into the river is just flowing through this dam and not being regulated in any way. You can see the old spillways have been removed. The step spillways are down in the bottom underneath that water. Water flowing over the top of the sill here. We actually got about 1.5 inches of rain this last week here in our area. So if you check out on the Sanford live camera, the water is actually it's still going through the low level outlet, but it is also now going over the top of some of the spillways. Some of the spillways, I think it's 1, 2, and 3, or it's 1 and 2, are blocked off so that they're able to work there, and it looks like they're doing some work in preparation for installing the gates. So I'll run through these really quick. The estimated substantial completion date, and these are plus or minus 3 months, except for Edenville has a plus or minus 6 months. So Secord is May of 2026, Smallwood is November of 2025, Edenville August of 2027, and Sanford May of 2026. That's just when they estimate the dam's going to be completed. That does not take into account when they actually will be refilled. We'll get a nice shot here flying underneath the M30 bridge. They did a really nice job on this bridge. I'm sure they were kind of happy that there was no water here. Probably made their job a little bit easier to rebuild. In the case that there was Wixom Lake still there, it would have been a little bit harder for them to pour that concrete. They would have had to install a lot of that underwater or pump it out to be able to form those bridge structures. You can see over in the top left-hand side of the screen a little bit of the water coming into view. So this is where all of the dirt has been coming from that has been being hauled in down there at Sanford Dam for both sides of the sheet pile that you might have been installed. So it's a lot of clay. See, it's actually pretty deep based on its dark turquoise blue color. So it's kind of nice that they're actually removing this from the Edenville or the Wixom Lake bed. It will make this area deeper than it used to be, and I'm sure it also decreased costs quite a bit since the material is here on site. All you have is the trucking cost hauling that down there to Sanford. I'm not exactly sure why they're not just pulling it out of the Sanford lake bed. Could be that the soil, the clay came back and wasn't adequate where they wanted to remove it from, or maybe they just didn't want to take clay from that close a proximity in front of where the new earthen embankment's going to be going. You can see the Tittabawassee River over here flowing through the Edenville Dam. Nice chocolate milk brown color. That is all the turbidity, soil, and sediment stirred up inside of that water column. It's usually how it looks. It clears up a little bit in the summertime when the runoff and rain is not as substantial, but usually earlier in the year, this is how it looks all year long. Doesn't look that appetizing for going swimming in. Over on the left-hand side, that is actually where the breach occurred downriver. And again, if you check on that Edenville downriver cam, you'll see a lot of the work that has been happening to restore a lot of that. I will try to get out there very soon and fly my drone over that area because it has been substantially changed. I think you guys will be shocked at the difference of that. So right there in the left-hand top corner, that area up there will be a lot different the next time you see me fly over that area with the drone. If you want to check it out, check out all the live cameras. I have 7 of them on there on my channel. All you have to do is click on my channel, go over to the live tab, and you can see all of the work that's happening on all of the dams. Smallwood Dam live camera was down a couple days last week. Electricians were working there on site rerouting a couple things, but for the most part, these live cameras stay up and have really good uptime. And when they do go down, I appreciate people letting me know and let me get on it and try to get them back up as quick as we possibly can. We'll drop in altitude a little bit more here and check out where all this clay is coming from that is being trucked down there to Sanford. So this is bedrock in this area. This clay forms a pretty impermeable layer, and when it's packed, it definitely forms a nice hard pan that water has a very hard time seeping through. So pretty cool. You can see all the excavating that's been happening here, and not exactly sure why they're taking it out of certain areas. Maybe they're trying to make some deep holes or something for the fish. I think some people have asked about that, and I think I've actually seen a couple people respond that there will, oh, there's a goose over there on the left-hand side in that water. Didn't notice that when I was out there flying. But I think there will be some fish habitat that is being placed in these lakes before they're refilled. Not just refilled with all the trees that are growing on the lake bottom, but hopefully there is a lot of time that's been taken, maybe some donations. Hopefully the DNR is able to chip in here and there, but it seems like the DNR in Michigan has been a little bit lackluster lately, for lack of a better word. Not very impressed for habitat when it comes to fish, waterfowl, deer hunting. Been some decisions made that probably have not been the greatest. So hopefully get their act together and hopefully can get out here and add some structures to these lake bottoms before the lakes are refilled and make this a premium spot for people all around the area that they'll want to come out here and do some sport fishing. Back to the Tobacco River side, check out the M30 bridge again real quick. Got a nice pedestrian walkway up here. Not sure if there's going to be any sidewalks maybe added to this in the future, but this could just be for fishing purposes so that people are able to get on the bridge and fish off of it in the future instead of having the little piers that they used to have over the top of the lake when it was filled. So again, nice work here. Great job by everyone that has been involved. I will be out there filming at Sanford Dam very shortly. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.